Hi, I'm Sela. That cabin on Lake Windermere has been my sanctuary since I was 8 years old. My grandmother left it to me because I was the only one who'd sit with her on that creaky porch swing and listen to her stories for hours. That place is literally the only thing that's ever been truly mine. Growing up, my sister Marissa was the golden child who got everything. My new bike? She'd be riding it within a week. My prom date? Yeah, she somehow convinced him I wasn't interested anymore. My college scholarship celebration dinner somehow turned into her engagement party. That's been our dynamic since forever. Remember when Marissa borrowed your graduation dress and spilled red wine all over it? My husband Derek was saying as we packed for our weekend getaway. She never even apologized. Well, the cabin is the one thing she can't take from me. Grandma made sure of that with an ironclad will. I zipped up my bag and checked my phone. Your family still giving you grief about it? Aunt Patricia called again yesterday. Said it's selfish not to let them use it whenever they want, as if I don't maintain it and pay the taxes on it. They need to respect boundaries. It's your property. Derek always had my back. 10 years in the military gave him this quiet confidence that made me feel protected. We'd been married 3 years now, and this weekend was supposed to be our time to unwind. My phone buzzed with a notification. Tyler's latest TikTok. I nearly dropped my phone when I saw the background. What the hell? That's my cabin! I turned the screen toward Derek. Look at this! They're having some kind of party there right now. The video showed at least 30 people crowded into my living room. Someone was standing on my grandmother's antique coffee table. Red cups everywhere. Marissa clearly visible, playing hostess. How did they even get in? Derek was already grabbing his keys. Marissa must have made a copy when I let her borrow the key last Christmas. The 2-hour drive to the lake was tense. With each mile, my anger grew. When we pulled up, cars lined the narrow dirt road. Music blasted from the cabin, and people I'd never seen were lounging on my dock. I can't believe this. My hands were shaking. I'll handle it. Derek's jaw was set as we approached. Inside was worse. The place reeked of spilled beer. Someone had knocked over the shelf of my grandmother's porcelain figurines. Aunt Patricia was in the kitchen mixing margaritas in my blender. Sela, what a surprise! Marissa sauntered over with a drink in hand. You should have told us you were coming. It's my cabin. Why would I need to tell you I'm coming to my own property? Don't be so uptight. Family shares things. She waved dismissively. Who are all these people? And is that guy smoking inside? Just some friends. Vincent invited his work buddies. My brother-in-law was on the deck, grilling on my new Weber that had never even been used. You need to get everyone out, now. Come on, Sela. Don't be such a buzzkill. Aunt Patricia spent all day preparing food. I spotted Tyler filming our confrontation for his next social media post. That's when Derek stepped forward, his military bearing in full effect. Everyone who doesn't own this cabin needs to leave. Now. The room fell silent at Derek's command. His military stance and unwavering stare made several guests immediately grab their things. Dude, chill out. We were invited, some guy in a backwards cap mumbled. Not by the owner. Party's over. Derek moved to the sound system and cut the music. Marissa rushed over. You're being ridiculous. It's just a little get-together. A little get-together? There are at least 40 people here. I gestured around wildly. And who broke Grandma's china cabinet? For the first time, I noticed the shattered glass and figurines scattered across the hardwood floor. My heart sank as I spotted Grandma's hand-painted bluebird collection in pieces. Oh, that was an accident. Vincent bumped into it earlier. We'll replace it. Replace it? Those were one-of-a-kind pieces Grandma painted herself. I knelt down, carefully picking up the broken fragments. Vincent approached, beer in hand. Hey, no biggie. We can buy you new ones. Probably nicer ones. I stood up, fury building. Everyone out! Now! Derek took charge, moving through the cabin room by room, firmly but politely escorting strangers out. Some apologized, clearly unaware they weren't supposed to be there. Aunt Patricia cornered me in the kitchen. Your grandmother would be so disappointed in how unwelcoming you're being. She always wanted this place to be filled with family. Don't you dare tell me what my grandmother would want. She specifically left this cabin to me because she knew everyone else would trash it exactly like this. We're family, Sela. Family shares. Your grandmother understood that. Family respects boundaries. Family asks permission. I opened a drawer to grab a trash bag and froze. Where's Grandma's silver? Aunt Patricia suddenly became interested in wiping down the counter. Marissa thought it would be safer at her house. This place is so isolated. I stormed back into the living room where Marissa was reluctantly gathering her things. You stole Grandma's silver? Are you kidding me? I didn't steal it. I'm keeping it safe. Besides, you never use it. That's not the point. You took it without asking. While Derek continued clearing out the last guests, I noticed Tyler going through my bedroom. What are you doing in my room? He jumped. Just looking for my phone charger? In my jewelry box? I snatched it from his hands, noticing immediately that my grandmother's pearl earrings were missing. Where are they? Where are what? He avoided my eyes. The pearl earrings that were in here. No idea what you're talking about. I grabbed his backpack and dumped it on the bed. Out tumbled the earrings, along with several other pieces of my jewelry. I was just borrowing them for my girlfriend? While dealing with Tyler, I overheard Marissa and Vincent talking on the porch. She's being so dramatic. We need to convince her to sign the cabin over to the family trust. Your mom said if we keep using it regularly, we can establish some kind of possession rights. Aunt Patricia thinks we should get Sela to agree to a timeshare arrangement first. Once we're co-owners on paper, we can push her out completely. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. I silently backed away and bumped into a side table, sending a lamp crashing. Marissa and Vincent whirled around. How long have you been standing there? Marissa's face flushed. Long enough to hear your little scheme. You're trying to steal my cabin? It's not stealing if it should belong to all of us in the first place? Derek appeared beside me. I've called a locksmith to come first thing tomorrow. We're changing every lock and installing a security system. You can't do that, Aunt Patricia protested, joining us. Watch me. This is my property and you've all proven you can't be trusted. I held up my phone. And I've been recording this entire conversation about your plans to steal my inheritance. Marissa's face turned pale when she realized I'd recorded their scheme. After they left, I called my friend Natalie, who worked as a private investigator. She arrived the next morning while the locksmith was finishing up. This place is a disaster zone, Natalie whistled as she surveyed the damage. And they stole stuff too. I need solid proof it was them before I take this further. Smart move. Family disputes get messy without evidence. Natalie began documenting the damage. Derek called from the kitchen. Look at this. He held up the spare key drawer containing 3 different copies I hadn't made. They've been making duplicates. And check the sticky note under the drawer. That's the security code written down in Vincent's handwriting. Natalie bagged the note as evidence. Let's see what they've been saying online. We huddled around her laptop as she pulled up Marissa's social accounts. My blood boiled seeing posts captioned, "Spending the weekend at my lake house?" showing her lounging on my dock. Check out Tyler's TikTok, Derek pointed. The video showed Tyler giving a tour. My cousin thinks this is her private property, but possession is 9/10 of the law, am I right? They've been using it regularly without your knowledge, Natalie said. Wait, what's this? She clicked on an event page Marissa had created. Lakeside Wedding Venue Open House, $50 per couple. She's using my cabin for her event planning business? There are already paid reservations. That's straight up fraud, Derek said. We need to set up surveillance, Natalie suggested. They'll definitely try to come back. Derek pulled out his laptop. I've got military buddies in security. We can have cameras installed today. While Derek made calls, Natalie and I found a private Facebook group created by Marissa called Lakeside Venue Planning. Look at this message from Aunt Patricia, I showed her. Once we establish regular use, we can argue that Sela abandoned the property to us. And here's one from Vincent, Natalie pointed. Got quotes from caterers. We can clear $30K hosting weddings here. By afternoon, security cameras with remote monitoring were installed, and Natalie helped me compile all the evidence. Here's what we can do legally. Restraining order based on the break-in and theft, sue for damages, and report the fraudulent business venture. I want to hit them where it hurts, I admitted. Marissa's business relies on her reputation. Aunt Patricia cares about her country club standing. And Vincent's boss would be interested to know he's stealing family heirlooms. Social consequences can be more effective than legal ones, Natalie agreed. Let's draft a plan. As we worked, the security system alerted us to movement at the front gate. On the monitor, we watched Marissa and Vincent drive up, only to find the gate locked with a new keypad. Showtime. Derek smiled grimly. Let's see what they try next. We watched on the security monitor as Marissa and Vincent tried every code combination they could think of before Marissa called my phone. Why is there a new gate code? We drove all the way out here for nothing. That's the point. You're not welcome here anymore. Don't be ridiculous. We need to measure the deck for the event next month. There won't be any event. Check your email. I had sent a cease and desist letter from my lawyer. There was silence as Marissa presumably checked her phone. You're suing us? Your own family? I'm protecting what's legally mine. The restraining order has already been filed. 2 weeks later, I sat in the courthouse as the judge granted my permanent restraining order against all 4 of them. Our property damage lawsuit was proceeding separately. Did you see Marissa's face when the judge mentioned possible criminal charges? Natalie whispered. With Natalie's help, I compiled everything that happened and sent it to our extended family group chat. You're really going nuclear, Derek said as I hit send. They've been lying about me for years. Time for everyone to see the truth. The responses flooded in immediately. Uncle James, the family patriarch, called me personally. I had no idea things had gotten this bad. Your grandmother would be heartbroken. We're having a family meeting and those 4 aren't welcome until they make this right. The ripple effects spread beyond family. Aunt Patricia lost her country club social committee position after 3 members canceled events with Marissa's company. Did you hear? Natalie called one morning. Marissa's lost 4 wedding contracts this week. Apparently, brides don't trust planners who commit fraud. What about Vincent? His company has a zero-tolerance policy for theft. He's on unpaid leave. The photos of him carrying your grandmother's silver were pretty damning. Even Tyler faced consequences when his university's ethics board received copies of his videos. A month later, Marissa cornered me in my workplace parking lot. Please, Seela, my business is falling apart. Can't we just talk this out? I'll pay for the damages. It's too late for that. You didn't just damage things. You damaged our relationship beyond repair. I'm your sister. I'm sorry, okay? I messed up. An apology doesn't undo years of taking what's mine. Actions have consequences. Aunt Patricia sent a tearful voicemail about family forgiveness. I deleted it without responding. Vincent sent a check for the damaged items with a note saying he didn't realize how serious it was. I forwarded it to my lawyer. By summer, the cabin was fully restored with a state-of-the-art security system and privacy fence. Think they've learned their lesson? Derek asked as we relaxed on the dock. I don't care if they have. I've learned mine. Some people don't deserve second chances. To boundaries. He raised his glass. And consequences. I clinked mine against his. For the first time since my grandmother passed, the cabin truly felt like mine again. Just peace, security, and the knowledge that I'd finally stood up for myself. What would you have done if you were in Sela's position? Would you have rejected all apologies like she did? Or would you have given your family a second chance after they faced consequences? The line between justified revenge and burning bridges can be controversial. Where do you draw that line with family who betrays your trust? Share your thoughts in the comments. If you enjoyed this revenge story, hit that like button so I know to create more content like this. Subscribe to catch our next story and turn on notifications so you don't miss out. Thanks for watching.